Last week we found all sorts of delicious ways to use our Halloween pumpkins. From pies to soup, and yet somehow there's still pumpkin everywhere. So with plenty of fresh pumpkin and puree left, I thought to myself, can you make pumpkin jam? Let's find out together and capture that cosy autumn flavour in a jar. All the ingredients are listed in the pinned comment, but just so you know, you're going to need 500 grams of pumpkin puree. I'll pop a tag up to last week's video where I go step by step through how to make it. I'm using some frozen puree from the other day, which works perfectly fine, but just make sure it's completely defrosted first. I learned that the hard way the last time I worked with frozen fruit. If it's even slightly frozen, the cooking time pretty much doubles, and you'll be stood here forever wondering why your jam won't thicken. Pour your pumpkin puree into a pan and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Hopefully your assistant isn't as uncoordinated as mine.
Try to tip it out sideways.
Right, you're sacked. While that's simmering away, zest one orange using the fine side of a grater. Just press lightly and keep rotating the orange as you go so you don't hit the white pith underneath. That stuff's bitter and we don't want it sneaking into our jam. Once that's done, juice the orange. You can do it by hand if you like, but I've got this little juicer that I love using. I'll link it in the pinned comment if you want to check it out. Pour the juice into a jug and set it aside, then juice one whole lemon too. It's all going to the same place, so if you like, you can just throw the lemon straight in with the orange juice and it'll all keep together for later use. Now that your puree's had about 10 minutes to simmer, pour in your orange zest and the orange and lemon juice, and then add a teaspoon of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of mixed spice. You can also use ginger, but I'd actually ran out. And then just give it all a good stir. Now, at this stage, it looks a lot like baby food, but stick with it because the magic happens once the sugar goes in. Add 300 grams of sugar, about a third at a time, stirring between each addition until it is all dissolved. Then turn up the heat and let it bubble away. I'm used to cooking my jams in much bigger batches, so I just grabbed this pan out of habit, but it is definitely far too big for the amount of jam that I'm making, so this is definitely going to make the cooking time quicker. But it should usually take about 40 minutes. You'll start to see it thicken and darken, and that smell, that smell is pure autumn comfort in a pan. Keep stirring it regularly so it doesn't catch on the bottom. Like I said, it should usually take about 40 minutes, but in my case, this took about 15 to 20 minutes. Either way, you should end up with something thick and glossy that's ready to test. Grab a chilled plate from the freezer and do the classic wrinkle test. If the surface crinkles when you push it, your jam's set beautifully. Or if you can turn the plate upside down and the jam doesn't just slide straight off it. Once it's ready, pour into hot, sterilised jars and seal them tight. And just look at that colour. It's like autumn captured in a glass. But the real question you're probably wondering, how does it taste? That's really good. I suppose if I was to self-critique myself, it's come out more of a compote, a lot of it being spiced and it's not really gelled. Granted, this is fresh from the pan, so it's still hot. But still perfectly good. I think next time if I wanted a more gelled set, like a proper jam, I'd probably use pectin or increase the sugar content. But still damn good. These make such lovely little gifts too, perfect for neighbours, friends or family. There's just something special about giving someone a homemade jar of autumn. I'll show you briefly how I decorate mine. It's simple, rustic and all using bits I already had around the house. And there we go, pumpkin spice jam, ready to gift, share or just keep all to yourself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you missed last week's one where we made all sorts of pumpkin goodies, I'll link that here too. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep crafting self-reliance, one skill at a time.